Now, from the big weekend to the biggest band of them all, this is a fab story. A song featuring George Harrison and Ringo Starr at the height of the Beatles' fame has been uncovered more than 50 years later in a Birmingham loft. The existence of the track only came to light after a conversation during lockdown. The original master tape has now been restored, with the song getting its first ever play at the Beatles Museum in Liverpool. Ben Sidwell reports.
It's a piece of musical history that was almost lost forever. Back in the spring of 1968, Suresh Joshi from Birmingham was working on a track for his documentary film at a recording studios in London when George Harrison, a friend of his, and Ringo Starr turned up and offered to play on the song.
I had a little bit of a catalyst for George Harrison to get closer to Ravi Shankar, and that's how it started. The next thing, you on the guitar, and then comes in Ringo Starr. And would you believe it, this was more or less 3 o'clock in the morning when we were going backwards and forward.
Don't you know that it's just you? The two Beatles had taken a break from the recording of Hey Jude, the first song ever released on the band's Apple label, and a track that's regarded as one of the greatest of all time. But Suresh's track may never have been heard if it hadn't have been for this man, Deepak Pathak. During lockdown, Deepak kept a close eye on Suresh, making sure he was okay, and it was during this time that the story of the song came to life.
And the more you listen to them, the more I started to think, is this real or is it unbelievable? And then when he actually showed me the picture, that's when it started to click that this might actually be real. And then when he got me the tapes, I thought, hopefully there might be something here. And when we listened to it, it all came together.
Having spent almost 50 years hidden away in a Birmingham loft, the master tape needed a lot of TLC. Suraj Shin was the man tasked with restoring the tape and mixing the song at his Birmingham studio.
And I was just completely taken aback by it. And the minute it played, you just get the goosebumps straight away. You can feel it, you know that it's just authentic, and it sounds how it should, you know.
More than 50 years after George and Ringo took time out from the Beatles to play on the track, it's finally been released, with all proceeds going to charity. Ben Sidwell, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
It really is an incredible story, isn't it? So much excitement around the rare recording of George and Ringo. Now, Rogue Best, who founded the Liverpool Beatles Museum, was delighted to launch the track and include its story as part of a new exhibition.
When I first heard the track, obviously it came as a surprise to us, as it did to many people, that this song actually existed. But obviously we're having the Liverpool Beatles Museum, and my eldest brother Pete being the original Beatles drummer, and my dad at one time was the managing director of Apple Corps. We've sort of been smothered in Beatles history, music, sound. So we listened to the song, and to be quite frank, the moment the song opened up, it's apparent that it's George Harrison on lead guitar and it's Ringo on drums. It's very much their style of playing.
So absolutely no doubt in your mind it's got Beatles DNA running through it.
Most definitely. You know, I wouldn't say that we were sceptical when we heard the story, but we were intrigued. But we did approach it with open minds. And then we were pleasantly surprised. You know, we all looked at each other and went, wow, this is the real thing.
Is it any good?
In its genre, yes. You know,
you sound as though you're keeping something from us there.
No, not at all. In its genre, you know, is it a pop song? Is it a rock song? Is it a funk song? A Motown song? Well, no, it's very much reflects what George especially was going through at that time.
I'm guessing this probably isn't the first time someone has claimed to have found a little bit of Beatles in their attic.
Oh yeah, we hear this story all the time. Last year, and it went all across the world and the world press. There was a unseen photograph that was found, and there was a lot of excitement around that. The fact that this photograph had been found, but for a song to be found that two of the members of the Beatles played on in 1968, that's really something. It's a real treasure.
Road Best, great to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Just goes to show having Beatles in your loft, not always bad.